Okay, guys, this is part 7. Part 7, the question is a little bit more challenging because there's an element of area here. So let's go through this question. All right. So we have a triangle here, a big triangle, PQR. And then inside that triangle, there's another triangle, PAR. A is a midpoint. What is given? Given information is PA. PA is vector U, all right, vector U. And PR. PR is vector V, all right. So this V, this is U. So your first question is, you need to find what is RA. That's simple. What is RA? You need to create an equation. So let's create an equation. So RA is equals to R plus A at the end. Am I right? So let's choose the triangle. Where's RA? So I'm going to just choose this triangle. So R and A has been used. So therefore, let's use P. So I'm going to choose P here and P here. That's it. So what is RP? PR is V. So what is RP? Opposite direction. So it should be negative V. What is PA? PA. So RP plus PA. PA is U. So that's your first answer for the first question, which is probably just 1 mark. All right. So it's a 1 mark question. Next question. You're supposed to find BC. That's BC. Supposed to find BC and H, U, and V. All right. If that's the information given. All right. So that's the information which is given to you. So let's find that. Okay. So how do we do this? How do we do this? So from here, RC is given and we have found RA. So which means from here we can say what is RC? RC is H RA, which is U minus V. Same lah, negative V plus U or U minus V. So I've got my first information. And what is PB? PB is 1/3 of PR. What is PR? PR is V. So PB is 1/3, 1/3V. Okay, we have found that. Our work is to find BC. So we need to create an equation for BC. So the B and the C is here. All right, so that's possible. So how do we find BC? So I want to find BC. But to find BC, how do we find BC? Is it given? PB, where's PB? PB is one part, and PR is 3 parts. So from here I can say that this is 1 part and this is 2 parts because 1/3. This is 1, the whole thing is 3, so 1/3. So this is 1 part and this is 2 parts. Are you following me? You okay? All right? Can? Good. So now we have a small problem. We are supposed to find what is BC. All right, so you're given RC and PB. Can we create an equation? Is it possible? What do you think? How can we do it? You're also given RC. So therefore, my BC will be, I'm going to choose this triangle. So let's create an equation. What is BC? So BC, I'm going to create an equation. BC is BR plus RC. See, the whole thing is V. The whole thing is V. And this is 1/3. That means this must be 2/3 of V. So what is BR? PB is 1/3. So the balance must be 2/3. So therefore this must be 2/3 of PR. What is PR? V. So it's 2/3 of V. And what is RC? RC is here. So let's times it in. HU minus HV. So that's your BC. So if you want to factorize the V, that's also possible. You want to leave it just like that, it's also possible. We have now found what is BC. Are you okay? So that's done. So that's 1 mark. That's 2 marks maybe, all right? Total marks, we have got about 3 marks. Okay. Next, it is said that, question C, BC is parallel to PA. That's BC. BC and PA is parallel. If they are parallel, it means anything which is parallel, what's the theory? The theory for parallel is they must have the same vector, which means the vector for BC must also be U. Getting it? So it's very simple. All right? Okay. So let's write it down. So how are we going to do this? BC is parallel to A, PA. That means they must have the same vector. So how do we find that? So we have to use our Form 2 understanding of triangles. You see, these two triangles, see this angle, same angle, small triangle, big triangle, they've got the same angle. Since this is parallel, this angle must also be same. Therefore, this is called similar triangles. Similar triangles. So whenever you have a similar triangles, you just have to use ratio method and find the answer. Can you see? Now, use ratio like this. This is the long part. The longest and the longest. The short part and this. So in other words, what we're going to do is, because the triangle is similar, similar means what? All angles are same, but size is small. That's the meaning of similar. What is same? Same means the size and the angles are all same, all equal. So in this case, this triangle and the big triangle is similar. Similar means what? Angle same, but size not same. So we use ratio. What's the ratio? BR over the whole thing must be equal to BC over this thing. Can you see? The small length over the long part here. The smaller length over the longer length. Ratio. So ratio, let's use the ratio. So what's our ratio? So RB, so this is ratio of length, all right? So RB or BR, BR over PR. We're talking ratio, I'm not using vector. Must be same as this ratio, BC. All right? BC over PA. So vector over vector. So what do we get? BR is 2 parts. PR is 3 parts. PA is vector U. This is BC. Which means we can find that BC is actually 2/3 of vector U. Because they are parallel, they must have the same vector U and U. So we have found what is BC. Are you following me? You okay? All right? Now, the next point is this is midpoint, which means this is U and this also must be U. So the first question is, what is BC over PQ? PQ is 2U. 2U. Which means the answer for this is BC ratio. What is BC? So I can write like this. BC ratio PQ is 2 over 3U over 2U. So U cancels off. You get 2 over 3 ratio 2 times everything by 3. Make it easier. Times everything by 3. So here you'll get 2 ratio 6. 1 ratio 3. So that is your answer. 1 ratio 3. Are you okay? So remember, what is the technique we just used? we use the technique of similar triangle. Similar triangle means the length of the smaller triangle over the length of the bigger triangle equals to the side of the smaller triangle over the side of the bigger triangle, ratio. So that's the method we just used, and we have found the answer. Are you okay? All right. Next, that's part 3. So we have found H. Did we find H? Oh, we haven't found H. Oh, okay. So, all right. So that's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, good. So now, sorry, I jumped to part 2. So anyway, we found what is BC. So now this BC is actually here. Can you see? So I can actually substitute my BC into here. Now I'm doing part 1. I skipped part 1. So now if I substitute BC over here, it becomes 2 over 3u. So in vector, what are we doing? We're comparing. We compare. The u on this side must be same as u on this side. The v on this side, which is 0v, must be same as this v. So let's choose the u. So 2 over 3u is equals to hu. All right? hu, 2 over 3, hu. So 2 over 3u is equals to hu. The u and the u cancels. My h is 2 over 3, which means the value for h now is 2 over 3. Okay? So we have solved part 1 and part 2. Let's go into part 3. Now in part 3, we are looking for the area. The area of PQR. That's the PQR over the value of BCR. All right, so how do we do this? How do we do that? So instead of doing the big triangle, let's do the smaller triangles. Okay, so they just want the ratio. They don't want you to find any value or length, not necessary. Now in a smaller triangle, in a similar triangle, you see, the length, this part and this part, what happens? This part here is u, and this is 2/3 of u. So, your length has reduced by 2/3. The length has reduced by 2/3. So, which means in a normal area of triangle, what we do? Half times base times height. Can you see that? So, but however, you cannot find the height here because this is a vector and we don't know the angle, we don't know where's the line. So we cannot find all those. But our understanding is, in a similar triangle, if the base becomes smaller by 2/3, the height must also become smaller by 2/3. Are you following me? Okay. So since it's only ratio, so what is the method of doing this? We can't get the exact answer because the values of u and v is not given. So therefore, we have to use a ratio method. So please watch. All right. Okay. So since it's a ratio, okay. So let's say the base. This is the base. So I'm now looking at triangle PAR over the triangle of BRC. Of course, the question is the bigger triangle. Let's forget the bigger triangles. Okay. So PAR, if this value is u, this value is 2/3. So let's call this as base, right? Base. So The triangle here will be half times base times height. We don't know what's the base, we don't know what's the height. Let's just call it base and height. But over here, what is this? This is half times 2 over 3 is the size of the base, times 2 over 3 the times of the height. That's it. You don't have to find any value. That's why it's HOTS. They want you to think critically, because most of us will get stuck because we don't know what's the value. We are not sure what to substitute here. You don't have to substitute because it's just a ratio. So all you have to do now is cancels off, cut, base value gone, height value gone, 1, 1, which means 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 is 4 over 3. 1. But that's not the answer yet. You okay? So if this whole thing is 1 unit square, sorry, it's 409. I'm sorry, my apologies. So if this whole thing is 1 unit square, then this will be 4 over 9 square. Are you okay? So that's your working. But we have not finished because the question is now different. The question is asking you to find PQR. So I'm going to erase this stuff. Now, look at this triangle and this triangle. The small triangle PAR and PQR. These two triangles, the big triangle here and this smaller triangle here, the height is the same. So the only thing changing is the base. The base has become double. So since the base is double, therefore the area of PQR, so therefore you must say the area of PQR is 2 times the area of triangle PAR, because the length of the base has doubled. So show this working. After showing this working, make this conclusion. That means this is your first step. So let's write down step 1. Then write step 2. Then write step 3. What is step 3 now? You already know it's 2 times. So therefore this will become 2 value. So the answer is now answer for this. So the area of triangle BCR over triangle PQR is, the top part is 4 over 9. Divide by 2 times bigger, which means your answer should be, divide, you will get, how much you'll get? You'll get 2 over 9. So the value, the answer for this is 2 over 9. Are you okay? Quite tricky. I want you to look at it again and again. WhatsApp me if you're not sure, all right? Try a few questions. WhatsApp me if you're not sure. I think most of you have my number, 01336428885. Just WhatsApp me and say, sir, could you explain this? I'll explain to you over the WhatsApp. All right? Okay, thank you. Great. So with this, more or less, I've shown you some parts. In case other questions you don't know, you can always WhatsApp me. All right? Okay, thank you.